Yes, good morning, students. Today we will discuss the last theory of this chapter regarding distribution of oceans and continents, that is plate tectonics. The first effort is done by the Alfred Wegener, which suggested that the whole land mass was a single land mass, and this theory put forwarded by the Henry Hess, which gives the sea floor spreading theory. According to the sea floor spreading theory, due to the volcanic eruption in the middle of the ocean through the ridges, it pushed the either side of the oceanic floor, and it caused the movement of continental crust, as well as it suggested that these oceanic slabs sink down at the continental margin and mixed in the molten magma again, mantle again. That's why the rate of drifting of the continent is very slow. These two theories provide the base of the another theory which is more acceptable, and it is known as plate tectonic theory. So it was in 1967 McInnes and Parker and Morgan. They independently collected the available ideas and came out with another theory that is called plate tectonics theory. Plate tectonics theory. What do you mean by plate tectonic? Actually, a tectonic plate is also called the lithosphere plate. As I show the video in my last lecture, that the earth crust is made up of different slabs, that is called lithosphere, and below the lithosphere there is a liquid material that is called magma, right? Have you remembered? Okay, good. Then what happened, these tectonic plate, which is called a lithospheric plate also, they are irregular in shape and they are made up of solid rock. These are generally found on the continents and oceans also, right? So these plates move horizontally over the asthenosphere as rigid units, right? As I show in the video, that these plates are keep on moving because below this plate there was asthenosphere which contains a molten magma. So what happened, these plates includes the crust and top mantle with its thickness, but this thickness varied from ocean to continents. This thickness is 5 and 100 kilometer in oceanic parts and 200 kilometer in continental areas, because most of the part of the oceans are filled with the water and the oceanic crust is thinner than the continental crust. So a plate may be referred to as the continental plate or the oceanic plate. It can be called continental or oceanic plate as per the portion they occupy. If they occupy the major portion of the continent, they will be called continental plate, and if the major portion is covered of the ocean, that is called oceanic plate. For example, Eurasian plate is a continental plate because it comprises the whole land mass, right? And in the contrast, Pacific plate is called a oceanic plate because it comprises all the Pacific oceanic part. So that is an oceanic plate, right? So according to this, we can divide the lithosphere into 7 major plates and some minor plates. Like when we make the floor of our houses or room, we use different slabs, but the corners must be remain, and that is filled by the some smaller slabs, right? So similarly, because the earth is made of different slabs but they are not in the uniform size, they are irregular, that's why they are filled with some minor slabs also. So there are some major plates and some minor plates, right? So let us focus on the some major plates of the earth's surface. In the map you can see the first is Antarctica plate. Antarctica plate comprises the entire Antarctica and the surrounding oceanic plate, and it make a Antarctica plate. Here you can see the boundaries which have this type of lining in between. They are the boundaries of different plates. So there is a Antarctica plate which comprises entire Antarctica continent plus surrounding oceans. Second is North American plate. Here is North America. North American plate, it comprises the whole part of North America plus in between Americas and Eurasia and Africa, this is Atlantic Ocean. So half of the Atlantic Ocean, means western side of the Atlantic Ocean, is included in the North American plate. Third is South American plate. Same here, South American plate comprises the whole South American continent plus western side of Atlantic Ocean, right? And next is Pacific plate. This is the Pacific plate. The entire Pacific Ocean comprises by this plate, and this is an oceanic plate. The fifth major plate is India, Australia, New Zealand plate. Here you can see it is called Indo-Australian plate. It comprises India, Australia, and New Zealand, right? So this plate lies like this. So this plate comprises entire India, Australia, and New Zealand. Next is the Africa. African plate comprises entire Africa and the eastern part of Atlantic Ocean. And the last one is Eurasian plate. It comprises the entire Europe, Asia, and the eastern part of Atlantic Ocean. Now, here you can see that the Atlantic Ocean is not made up of a single lab. It comprises 4 labs. First is North American plate, western part of Atlantic Ocean is with North American plate. Southwestern part of Atlantic Ocean is comprises with South American, and eastern part of Atlantic Ocean is with Eurasian plate, and southeastern part is with African plate. So there is a joint between these two sides, and that joint is called ridge, from where the volcanic eruptions took place, which is suggested by Harry Hess, right? So here we can conclude some minor plates are also there, like Cocos plate in the Pacific Ocean, Nazca plate to the west of South American plate. Similarly, Caroline plate in the north part of Australia in the Pacific, Philippines plate near the Asia, Philippines plate, Arabian plate to the northeastern side of African plate, there is Arabian plate, so on. So there are some major plates, while there are some minor plates which make our Earth's surface, right? So these are the plates. These plates constantly they are moving, because not in the recent part, but throughout the history of the earth they are keep on moving. It is not the continent that moves as believed by Wagner, because Wagner believed that the continents were moving, but in fact according to the plate tectonic, the whole plate is moving, whether the plate comprises the continent and ocean. When it moves, the entire ocean and continent on this plate will continue. So according to the Wagner, the continents are moving, but according to the plate tectonics, the entire plates are moving, right? And this movement is throughout the history of the Earth. Because why this is movement here? Because the magma inside the Earth, it is keep on moving in the circular motion in the convectional current form, and these slabs lies over the magma. So when the magma moved through the convectional currents, these plates also moved, and that is the reason behind the drifting of the continents, right? So position of the Indian subcontinent is traced with the help of rocks analyzed by the Nagpur area. So there are some evidences through is lying beneath the higher one, then what happened? It began to sink down, and that is when the slabs passed one in each other. That is called transform boundary. Now I am showing this one in the same video. In the same video, you can see how the plate boundaries move, right? This is molten magma, asthenosphere which we form, and the different parts. Due to the convective currents present in the magma, the slab also the sides are sinking down at the transform boundary. And with the magma currents present, the slabs keep on parting to each other. That is transform boundary. And below this, they keep on converging with each other. This is the part of transform boundary. Then the one plate is sinking down, right? So this is the transforming boundary, and the transform boundary sinks down and it comes into the magma, which comes eruption, right? So this is the three types of boundaries which you can see. Now by these boundaries, some part of the earth thrusted, some part of the earth uplifted, right? Now rates of plate of movement. Every and each plate is not moving at a similar rate. There are the movement of the rate, the movement of the plate is not equal. So the rate of plate movement is also differ from each other. It can be slowest rate as the Arctic ridge have less than 2.5 centimeter per year, and It can be higher, like East Pacific rise near Eastern Island in the South Pacific Ocean, 3,400 kilometers west to Chile, has a fastest rate more than 15 centimeter per year. So the rate of the movement is also differ. It can be less than 2.5 centimeter per year, or it can be higher, more than 15 centimeter per year. So the rate of the movement is so much slow that we cannot recognize that our earth is keep on moving, means our crust is keep on moving. So what are the forces behind this plate movement? As I told you that our earth is not static, motionless, but it is dynamic, because the slabs are keep on moving due to the convectional currents present in the asthenosphere. So there is a cycle which is repeated over and over to generate what scientists call a convectional cell or convective flow. As you saw in the video that the transform boundary, at the transform boundary the slabs sink down and it sink into the asthenosphere, where there is a high temperature and molten magma is present. When this slab sink down, it also became the molten magma, and whenever it comes on the surface, it becomes lava and solidified and again form the rock. So this cycle is keep on moving. So this process is due to the main two sources. First is radioactive decay and second is residual heat. Arthur Holmes first considered this idea in 1930s, which later influenced Harry Hess thinking about seafloor spreading, because seafloor spreading is based upon the convectional currents present in the mantle. So this provide the base for the seafloor spreading also. The slow movement of hot softened mantle that lies below the rigid plates is the driving force behind the plate movement. As I told you, the major cause of the plate movement is the movement within the magma in the asthenosphere or in the upper mantle. Now come to the last question, which is about India. Our India is keep on moving till still, right? So the Indian plate includes peninsular India and the Australian continental portion. As I told you, the major plate comprises of India, Australia and New Zealand, and the combinedly called Indo-Australian plate. So Indian plate included peninsular India and the Australian continent. When this plate move, in this picture you can see, in the first video we saw that the India keep on moving from the northern side, right, for the to the towards the northern side. Before 250 years ago, it lies in the southern hemisphere at higher latitudes. But when the continent began to split and they keep on moving, the Indo-Australian plate keep on moving towards the north. Here you can see the how much India is moving and what at what time of period. That is a stage of early India 71 million years ago, right? Now here you can see the Indian Ocean is above the India. So it suggested that the India is lying in the southern hemisphere 71 million years ago. But it keeps on moving on the northern side, and it is a stage of 55 million years ago when the India is still lower than the equator. Here is equator. That was the time period of 38 million years ago when India crossed the equator. When India crossed the equator, and because there was Eurasian plate here, right? So keep on moving, and there is 10 million years ago when the India strikes the Eurasian plate and move towards the Eurasian plate, and that time the the portion between Eurasian plate and Indian plate that is filled with the water. When Indian plate keep on moving, the sediments of this sea, which is called Tethys Sea, they began to fold because they do not have the space, so they began to uplift, and the Himalayas are formed. Right, so this is the formation of India Himalayas, right? So when the Asiatic landmass moved towards the Tibetan block, then the sediments in the Tethys Sea began to fold, and there is a formation of Himalayan region. Now here you can see that Himalayas are formed much later than the Deccan Traps. That is a portion which is in the initial stage of India. That is our southern portion, peninsular Indian portion, which is called Deccan Trap, which is formed in the with the igneous rocks, which is formed by the lava. But when the India is keep on moving, the Himalayas were formed, and this part is when India crosses the equator 40 million years ago, and thereafter the event of formation of the Himalayas took place, right? So near about after 40 million years ago, sorry, before 40 million years ago, the Himalayas formation took place, and this process is still continuing, and the height of the Himalaya is rising even to this rate, right? So this process is still going on. Our Himalayas are keep on moving, they are still uplifting, and that is suggesting that the Indo-Australian plate is also keep on moving like other plates. Here is the chapter is completed. If you have any doubt, you can ask now.